just because I received heaven's favor. I got a villa for free from the Countess's hands. The moment I walked through that door, though I started to regret it. The villa was falling apart from years of neglect. Faucets that mocked you with their silence. The warehouse was piled with 10,000 wine bottles and newspapers, so old they probably reported on the Renaissance. Not to mention the various visitors that kept emerging from God knows where. The renovation work was going to be a hell of a lot more than I bargained for, but this wasn't even the worst part. That evening, just as I was telling my girlfriend about this crazy plan to settle in Tuscany, the sky opened up. I hung up fast and ran for cover. But when thunder cracked overhead, I practically dove back into my room. The ancient windows were about as useful as tissue paper against the storm. Rainwater poured in like the house was taking on water, and all I could do was curl up in my bedding, heart pounding with fear, and that familiar sense of being completely out of my depth. Thank God. The next day brought neighbors with a construction crew. The renovation work actually started moving forward, and my life began to settle into something resembling normalcy. This villa had some kind of strange power over me. It made me stop obsessing over every painful memory with my ex-husband. I used to be a writer. Used to be before I sacrificed almost everything for marriage and family. I thought giving up pieces of myself would somehow create this perfect family harmony. What I got instead was my husband's betrayal, so cold and calculated it took my breath away. The weight of that failed marriage pressed down until I could barely breathe. Suddenly losing everything made me want to die from the pain. My girlfriend couldn't stand watching me disappear into this fog of misery. So she bought me a plane ticket to Tuscany. She was hoping this trip might pull me out of the divorce wreckage and help me remember what hope felt like. Tuscany had everything you'd expect, bustling markets, scenery so beautiful it hurt to look at. But my mood stayed stubbornly gray. I was actually considering cutting the trip short when something caught my eye. A bulletin board plastered with Villa Sale advertisements. That's when this elegant woman appeared out of nowhere.
It's a nice little villa, rather run down, but redeemable. Are you going to buy it? No.
Part of me was tempted, sure, but I was just a tourist. Buying a house was the kind of impulsive stupidity my life didn't need more of. I pushed the thought away and stayed with the tour bus, but then we got blocked by a flock of sheep, and through the bus window I saw it again, Tuscan sign. Something stirred in my chest, this wild impulse I couldn't ignore, and before I knew it, I was getting off that bus. I dragged my suitcase up to this villa that seemed to breathe loneliness, found the old landlady deep in negotiations with a couple. The minute she spotted me, she started jacking up the price.